Hey there! How have you and Kevin been? Is everything going well? It's me, Edwin, reaching out to you. I hope you haven't forgotten that you still have me as your son.
Oh, hello, Edwin. How could you even think that I would forget about you? Such a thought never crossed my mind. Yes, everything is going well, just as usual. How about you? How have things been for you?
Now you're asking me how I'm doing. Yeah, I'm still doing great as the day you callously evicted me from the house when I was barely 18 years old. I still can't believe you did that to me, your own flesh and blood. You know what? I'm still trying to pick up the pieces of my life after you kicked me out. I'll never forgive you for what you did.
Edwin, I know you're angry with me for kicking you out of the house, but you must understand that I was compelled to take that action, right? You've been a troublemaker since you were a little kid, and your behavior has been causing a lot of pain and suffering for our family, especially your older brother, Kevin. I never wanted to hurt you, but I didn't know what else to do. I felt cornered. Despite my relentless efforts to instill discipline in you, you still refused to change your ways. In fact, you never showed any remorse for the wrongs you've done to others.
A troublemaker? Seriously, when will you stop exaggerating and creating unnecessary drama? Are you auditioning for a soap opera or something? I was just a child, for goodness sake. What's wrong with a child being curious and playful from time to time? Just face the truth, old woman. You evicted me from the house simply because I don't fit your golden child mold like Kevin does. Your favoritism towards Kevin has always been evident, while you treated me like worthless garbage. You utterly repulse me. The mere thought of having you as my mother makes me want to throw up.
Curiosity and playfulness? If only that were the case. But no, you weren't just curious and playful. You engaged in some of the most extreme tantrums I've ever seen from a child, without any apparent reason. It quickly escalated to name-calling, hitting, and hurling objects at those around you whenever you didn't get your way. I vividly recall an incident at TJF Fridays, where you even threw a basket of fries at a waitress because you felt she took too long to bring you a refill.
Seriously, now you're criticizing me for behaving like any normal child would? I'd rather embrace my playful nature and enjoy being a regular kid instead of burying my head in books and turning into a total nerd like Kevin. To be honest, that low-life scum disgusts me. What else can he do besides groveling and pretending to be a good boy, kissing your and Dad's feet at every opportunity? I feel sick whenever I look at his hypocritical face.
Honestly, I don't believe any child would behave in the manner you did. Moreover, I have never encountered children who are chronic liars like you. You would fabricate lies to anyone, including your own parents and teachers, just to manipulate situations, evade trouble, and for sometimes no reason at all. It was truly disturbing how effortlessly you could lie, without even flinching. Your skills at deception were so convincing that there were instances where you almost succeeded in making me believe your falsehoods were true.
Oh, the same old stories, huh? That happened ages ago, like back in the dinosaur era or something. I can't believe you're still harboring resentment over that. How petty and narrow-minded you are. Next time, if you're going to criticize me, try to come up with a fresh and captivating story, all right? I'm tired of hearing the same old narratives. Besides, what's the big deal about lying anyway? I was just having a little fun with harmless fibs. It didn't cause any harm to anyone. Well, what can I expect? You're still the same pathetic old hag I knew when I was a little kid. It seems like you haven't changed a bit since then. Pathetic. You're just as useless as your dumbass favorite son, Kevin.
So, you claim that your lies didn't hurt anyone? Are you sure about that? What about that incident when you deceived Kevin into walking across that dilapidated bridge? He nearly fell into the river, risking his life if your dad and I hadn't been there in time to save him. You never felt guilty about what you did to Kevin, did you? You didn't even bother to say sorry. I'm sorry, but you're a heartless person. You could have taken your own brother's life, and you don't even care. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that as if it happened just yesterday. Kevin, my dumbass brother, blindly believed everything I said. It was such a joy to see him step on that big hole that was meticulously covered by a bunch of leaves and almost fall through the bridge. If you and Dad came just a few minutes late, I could have had a chance to witness Kevin get carried away by the river and then disappear from my life. For good! You and Dad totally ruined my genius plan. But anyways, it's still so much fun watching that scumbag Kevin suffer.
What? You were just 6 years old back then. How could such a twisted scheme to harm your own brother even cross your mind? What's even more disturbing is the complete lack of remorse for your dreadful actions. I am truly speechless and utterly appalled, Edwin. You don't even seem human anymore.
Why should I bother feeling any remorse, honestly? Can't you be less dramatic and shut your filthy mouth for just 1 minute? Remorse is for the weak, like you and Kevin. I'm not the kind of person who wastes time on such nonsense. Years have gone by and you still act like a wet noodle soup, constantly crying and worrying over your worthless son. Good grief, you really are an irredeemable moron. Honestly, I feel lucky to have escaped from my dysfunctional family a long time ago. Otherwise, I fear my brain would have melted from the sheer stupidity I would have been subjected to.
Edwin, is this how you should speak to your own parent? It appears that even after all this time, you haven't let go of being a bully, have you? I can't believe you find joy in tormenting others, especially your own brother. He's your family, Edwin. Is this the way you're supposed to treat your own flesh and blood?
Good grief, family my ass! Why don't you wake up and face reality? Kevin is a nerd, a weakling, and a worthless piece of garbage. People like him will never do any good for society or for anyone around him. I'm ashamed to have a so-called brother like that trash Kevin of yours. Do you know what I regret the most, and still do to this day, even after I left home? It's that I didn't succeed in getting rid of a piece of trash like Kevin. Why didn't he fall through the bridge and drown or something? If he had died that day, my life would be much better now.
What? So this is what you've wanted all along? To get rid of your own brother, Kevin? Edwin, you've truly shown your true colors. Is there no limit to your cruelty? Do you even comprehend the countless times you've brought tears to both me and your brother through your despicable actions?
That's right. My one and only desire is to eliminate Kevin for good. I want him gone, out of my sight forever. That scum needs to disappear from my life. Why? It's because he's been monopolizing all of your attention. Attention that I believe I rightly deserve. Why was I always the one who faced punishment instead of Kevin? It's just not fair at all. I endured endless hours of time out, with everything I cherished taken away from me. My toys, cell phone, and every privilege. You forced me into various therapies, private schools, and even rehabilitation programs. I felt as if I was treated like a criminal or a contagious disease. And to top it all off, you even had the audacity to kick me out of the house as soon as I turned 18. What a heartless and conniving witch you are!
Do you think I wanted to resort to those actions? I had no other choice. You were constantly lying, stealing from me and your dad, and spending the majority of your time indulging in alcohol and drugs. I made every effort to reason with you, trying various approaches from gentle to tough, but you adamantly refused to correct your behavior. You didn't even bother attending your father's funeral, showing a complete disregard for your own family. You were determined to be a destructive presence, and I had no alternative but to make the difficult decision of forcing you out of the house.
Oh, goodness. You're still as nagging as ever. Just like the last time we spoke. Fine, save me the sob story. I'm not here to waste my time with your nonsense. Look, I have a more serious matter to discuss with you. And it's also why I'm reaching out to you.
What? What is it that you want to say to me now? Honestly, I don't believe there's anything left to talk about between us.
Seriously, why do you always feel the need to be so defensive towards me? I haven't done anything wrong, unlike you. Remember, you're the one who ruthlessly kicked me out of the house, and you still need to make that up to me. Listen, I've supposedly changed my ways, and I genuinely want to become a better person. But, of course, I can't possibly achieve that without your invaluable assistance, right?
Seriously? Are you absolutely certain about this sudden change of heart? After all this time, you now claim that you want to transform and become a better person? Forgive me for being skeptical, but mere moments ago, you were hurling insults and expressing your desire for your own brother's demise. Tell me, why should I place my trust in you now?
Seriously? I can't believe you would doubt your own son. When I say I've changed my ways, I really mean it, okay? Can you please stop acting like that cranky old hag I used to know? Look, I'm just going to cut to the chase now. I'm going to need you to send me $30,000 to my bank account right away.
What? $30,000? Why on earth do you need that much money? What exactly are you planning, Edwin?
I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with you. Just send me the money and I'll handle the rest. You've been nagging me to change my ways for years, and now that I'm finally doing it, you're not even willing to help me out? What kind of a mother are you? You should be ashamed of yourself. What a big hypocrite you are.
I'm sorry, but I don't have that kind of money available. And it's also highly inappropriate for you to ask for such a large sum of money from me. Besides, let's not forget the reason why I stopped sending you money in the first place. It was because I discovered that you were once again squandering my hard-earned money on drugs and alcohol. Please, Edwin, refrain yourself from continuing down that destructive path. I genuinely don't want to witness you ruin your own future.
You're such a pain in the neck. I bet you're still poverty-stricken like you've always been since my father died, aren't you? That's why I told you to erase all of your memories about my pathetic dad and go out there and find yourself a new husband who you can rely on financially. I must admit, you look younger than your age. I'm sure you'll still be able to find yourself some hotshot CEO or millionaire.
I appreciate your concern, Edwin, but I'm good. I'm happy being on my own, and I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself without having to rely on anyone.
Oh, come on. Stop acting so high and mighty. I can help you. I have connections with some of the most reliable matchmakers in town. I'm sure I'll be able to find some wealthy men who would pay $1,000 just to have fun with you, if you catch my drift. However, I'm not doing it for free, you know. I expect a fair percentage in return. It's the common law of reciprocity.
Excuse me, Edwin? Did I hear you correctly? Are you actually suggesting the idea of exploiting your own mother? I must say, that's not only utterly disgraceful, but deeply disturbing.
Now you are making a big deal out of nothing again. Come on, how can you even think of saying no to the brilliant idea I just proposed? You're missing out on a huge opportunity to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. I'm not even asking for a large commission. A 50-50 split will be fine.
Look, Edwin, your behavior is simply intolerable. Unless you genuinely show signs of improvement and change from within, I have no desire to have any further contact with you.
Ashley? Mom? Are you there? Answer me immediately. I urgently need to talk to you about something. It's an emergency.
Emergency? What's going on? Please, Don't tell me that you've once again managed to find yourself in trouble and now require my assistance. I'm getting frustrated with the fact that you keep landing in hot water and expecting me to fix it. I know that if I keep bailing you out, you'll never learn to take responsibility for your own actions.
Please, stop getting defensive and acting like a shrew whenever you see a text from me, stupid old hag. Look, you don't have to worry because I won't ask you to bail me out of jail anymore. I've been in and out of jail quite a few times, and it's starting to get boring. There's something I want to ask you. According to my trusted source of information, Kevin was just promoted to vice director in his company, right? I know it's true, but I just want to double check. Better safe than sorry, you know.
What? How do you know about that? Who told you?
Don't act so surprised. You know I have eyes and ears everywhere in this tight-knit community. Don't think I don't know anything about you and your son. In fact, I know your every move. So don't even think of hiding anything from me. I'll figure everything out sooner or later.
Look, Edwin, whether or not your brother got promoted is none of your business. Please mind your own. I'm not obliged to inform you about Kevin. You have never cared about him. So why do you now?
You think you're so tough, old woman? Well, let me tell you something. You're not as tough as you think you are. I know everything about you and your son's personal life, so don't even think about trying to hide anything from me. I suggest you wise up and tell me the truth, even though I already know everything.
And what if I chose to not tell you anything? What are you going to do about it?
Why are you so stubborn, you cranky old woman? Don't force me to resort to stronger measures. I swear, I'll make you suffer like you have never done before.
Do as you please. Just be mindful that I'm not going to hesitate to call the police on you. So try me.
Fine, I'm going to cut to the chase and tell you what I want. I need you to transfer $100,000 to my bank account right now. But don't be too quick to judge me. That money is meant to facilitate a crucial business endeavor of mine.
$100,000? Really? Do you seriously believe that I'm going to send you that substantial amount of money? That's a ridiculous request. Please stop daydreaming and get your feet back on the ground, Edwin. We all know the answer to your request, and that's a strong no.
Why not? Why are you so stingy towards your own son? Come on, Kevin is now earning a significant income, and I'm sure he has been providing you with a great portion of his earnings, hasn't he? There's no doubt about it. Rather than hoarding all that wealth for yourself and indulging in your self-centered desires, why not share it with me? As a member of the family, it seems only fair that I receive something from Kevin as a gesture of appreciation.
A gesture of appreciation? What debt does Kevin owe you exactly? All you've done is torment him, making his life miserable. You're not even worthy of being his brother. All you ever cared about is yourself.
Don't you see the bigger picture here? It's all thanks to me that Kevin got this far in life. I didn't just bully him for the sake of it. I wanted to toughen him up so that he could become a strong and independent man, ready to face the cruel world out there. In other words, I'm the reason for Kevin's success. So he should be thanking me for that. See how thoughtful and considerate I am? Honestly, I gotta give myself credit for having such a big heart. I don't ask for much, you know, just a modest sum of $100K. I'm sure he has enough to spare.
Stop being irrational, Edwin. You cannot justify your cruel treatment of your own brother as a means of toughening him up. Look, I've been sending you $1,500 every month for the last 2 years to help you with your rent, and you promised that you would use that money to find a job. But it's clear to me that you haven't bothered to find a job or become financially independent. Instead, you've been showing up at my house and causing all kinds of trouble for me and your brother. And it's unacceptable. If you want to continue receiving money from me, You need to start acting like an adult and taking responsibility for your own life. That means finding a job, getting your own place to live, and cutting out the toxic behavior. If you're not willing to do those things, then I'm sorry, but I can't help you anymore.
Yeah, continue underestimating me if you wish, but mark my words, you will come to regret it. So you want me to have a job? Very well. I'm doing exactly as you want me to. You see, I'm in the process of establishing my own company, but I'm currently facing a financial shortfall. That's why you need to transfer 100K to my bank account to help me out financially. Come on. Considering Kevin's prominent position as vice president, I know money shouldn't be a problem to you.
Are you serious about establishing your own company? Creating a company is a significant undertaking and should not be taken lightly.
Of course I'm being dead serious. For the last few months, I've been reflecting a lot about my life and my past behaviors. I've come to the realization that I was wrong. I behaved badly towards you and Kevin. I let you two down. And I want to do everything in my power to make it up to you and him. That's why I am determined to start a new chapter in my life by going on the right path, starting with opening a business of my own.
Oh, really? I'm at a loss for words right now. If you truly mean what you just said, then I'm genuinely overjoyed for you. And I'm willing to support you all the way.
Oh, goody! Let me send you my bank account number so you can transfer the money directly to it. Of course, I need to receive the money ASAP, and by that, I mean right this very second. There's no time to waste! You know my company operates in a very competitive field, so every day that passes means I'm losing more and more potential clients.
Now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, young man. I still think that $100,000 is a bit steep. And I'm sure that Kevin doesn't have that kind of money lying around either. I might be willing to lend you $10,000 for my savings. But first, you need to answer a few questions for me.
What questions? Are you serious? I already told you that I want to change, but you're still trying to make things difficult for me. Who do you think you are? Interrogating me like I'm a criminal. What can I expect? A nagging old harpy like you will never change.
I can't believe you're using that tone to talk to your own mother again. Remember, you're asking me for money, so please be more polite.
Yeah, whatever. I knew you would be skeptical of my idea and ask me millions of stupid questions. I've already prepared myself for that, so go ahead and ask me.
What is the nature of your business? Do you provide products or services? If so, what exactly are they?
My business? Well, you don't need to understand all the details. Just know that it's one of the most trending businesses in the world that has the potential to help me generate millions of dollars a year with ease. Not only that, it's also a very humane business, as it will help to provide hundreds of job opportunities for my friends who are ex-prisoners and probationers.
That's great to hear. I'm genuinely proud of you for starting a business that will help the less fortunate secure employment. It's really a noble cause.
See? I told you that you would like the idea, but that's not all. As for me, the esteemed CEO of the company, I don't even have to lift a finger to do anything. My one and only job is to count money, and nothing else.
Honestly, Edwin, I do want to help you with your business, but I still sense that something is off. Could you please be more specific about what you sell or provide to your customers?
Are you for real, old bag? You are such a nag! Why are you pushing me to answer all sorts of stupid questions?
I'm sorry, but I cannot simply hand over my money without having a clear understanding of where it will be allocated or how it will be utilized.
Okay, fine. You win, old woman. I'm planning to open a loan shark operation in combination with a gambling business. This way, I'll be able to lend money to gamblers at very high interest rates. Can you see? It's a very promising business. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make big bucks in just a few months.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? You just got out of jail. And now you want to start a loan sharking and gambling business? That's insane. I'm not going to help you with this crazy scheme. And I think you should give it up.
How dare you decline me? You're the one who encouraged me to get a job, and now that I'm about to have a business of my own, you're just gonna crush it?
I would be more than happy to support you if you're considering starting a legitimate business. However, it's clear that you're not going in that direction. I'm not going to repeat myself, Edwin. I won't send you any money, and that's final.
What? You selfish and conniving wench. Just wait and see. I'm going to make you pay for what you did to me. When are you going to send me the money I asked for, you piece of trash? I specifically told you to transfer me $100,000. But where is the money now? You can't just go back on your words like that, you scoundrel. I know. You're probably in the hospital, taking care of your useless invalid son. Ha 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 ha!
What are you talking about, Edwin? Your brother is completely fine. Seriously. Why do you keep wishing bad things for him? I don't understand why you would hate him. What has he ever done to you?
What? Kevin is completely fine? He's not injured or anything?
What do you mean, Edwin? Something bad was supposed to happen to your brother?
That piece of trash is still alive? Unbelievable! After all of my efforts!
Edwin, you're acting really strange. Did you play any malicious tricks on your brother again? Tell me the truth. It's really suspicious that one of Kevin's colleagues is in the hospital right now after a car accident. Something went wrong with his car, which led to the crash. He just had surgery and is still in a coma.
What? So it was Kevin's colleague, but not Kevin himself? It can't be!
Did you know anything about the car accident, Edwin? Tell me honestly.
Are you daydreaming, Ashley? I don't know anything about that stupid accident. I don't even know who Kevin's colleague is. Don't even think about dragging me into his mess. All I want to know is when I'm going to receive the money you promised me, the $100,000.
I know you're lying, Edwin. You can't fool me. I know you know something about Kevin's colleague's accident.
What? What do you mean? I already told you I'm innocent. I don't know anything. If you're gonna mess with me, then go somewhere else. This is not your playground. All I care about is my money.
I already checked the footage from the car park and I saw everything you did to Kevin's colleague's car. You deliberately inserted a nail into the tire, resulting in its blowout and ultimately causing the car crash. It appears that you mistakenly targeted Kevin's colleague's car instead of Kevin's car. Your actions are deplorable and heartless, Edwin. You intentionally endangered your brother's life once again. It's clear to me that you are beyond redemption. Your atrocious crime warrants imprisonment, where you will have ample time to contemplate your misdeeds. Rest assured, the authorities are en route to apprehend you. Prepare yourself for a lengthy sentence in prison. Given the gravity of your actions, it's highly probable that you will face a lifetime of incarceration.
What? Are you serious? A lifetime of incarceration? That's not funny at all. You can't do this to me. This is all your fault. You're the one who made me this way. You're the one who should be in prison, not me. I was just trying to get justice for myself. What's wrong with that? Answer me, old woman. You can't leave me like this. You're my mother. Does your son mean nothing to you? Hello? Ashley!
Finally, Edwin has been incarcerated for his abhorrent crime against an innocent individual. Despite Edwin being my son, his actions are utterly unforgivable. And I'm strangely relieved knowing that he will now have the opportunity to contemplate his misdeeds behind bars. I extended my deepest sympathy to Kevin's colleague, who endured the consequences of Edwin's malicious behavior. I'm profoundly ashamed of Edwin's actions. Fortunately, Kevin's colleague recovered relatively swiftly, and they have graciously accepted my apology and compensation. Kevin, on the other hand, continues to thrive in his career. As the more considerate son between the two, Kevin consistently demonstrates his care for me, providing unwavering support during challenging times. I'm confident that our bond as mother and son will only grow stronger as time passes.
Kane, are you there? Can you help me out a bit? There's a problem at our house and I seriously don't know how to deal with it.
Oh, what's happening? I'm currently occupied, but go ahead and let me know what the problem is.
Do you know what happened to the water supply? I was in the middle of showering and washing my hair when suddenly the water stopped flowing. Now my hair is covered in shampoo and I'm starting to feel the chill.
The water supply has vanished? Why would that happen? Honestly, I have no clue what could be the reason behind it.
Listen, did you take care of the water bill? I've been receiving multiple notices from the water service provider, reminding us about our overdue payments. When I brought it up to you, you assured me to relax and promised that you would handle everything. Did you actually follow through on your words?
The water bills? Let me try to recall. Well, I must admit, I completely forgot about them. It's my mistake. I had every intention of paying the water bill, but I got carried away with the work and other minor distractions.
Seriously? How could you possibly forget about it despite my numerous reminders? What am I supposed to do now? You can't just leave me here, shivering with shampoo-covered hair. I'm literally trembling at this moment. I wrapped myself in a bathrobe, but it's not sufficient. If it weren't for the heater, I'd be on the verge of freezing. Can you please contact the water utility company, pay the bills, and ask them to restore the water supply?
Look, I genuinely want to reach out to them and handle the bill payment myself. But, to be completely honest, I'm afraid I can't do it as you told me right now. You see, I'm dealing with some problems at the moment.
Problems? What kind of problems are you referring to? I didn't ask for too much, did I? It's just a simple request to contact the company and pay the bills.
The truth is, I'm in a bit of a financial bind right now. I've run out of cash and my bank account is completely depleted. In other words, I'm totally broke. So, can we please find another way to solve this?
Seriously? So now you're claiming that you have absolutely no money left? If my memory serves me right, you just received your salary not too long ago. Where did all that money go?
I didn't spend all that money on myself, you know. Unlike you, who always stays at home fixated on the same four walls, I have a social life and responsibilities to my friends and family. Frankly, a lot has been happening recently. My colleague got married, my high school friends received promotions. My college friends secured jobs at prestigious companies. My aunt's daughter went to elementary school, etc. What am I supposed to do? They keep insisting that I join them in celebrating these milestones. And yes, going out to celebrate costs money. It's important to me to stay connected, but what do I expect? For a person whose sole job is to watch over the house, you wouldn't understand these things anyway.
Seriously? You're speaking as if I'm merely a house sitter or something. Well, even if what you told me is true, I still find it hard to believe that you've managed to exhaust your entire salary. Isn't that excessive? I know you have a good salary and it should be more than sufficient to cover our living costs and your personal expenses.
The thing is, it's simply not sufficient. You're aware that the cost of living has been consistently rising in recent years, right? It's increasingly challenging to make ends meet, even with the amount I earn every month. Have you been keeping up with the news? The ongoing war, pandemic, and famine are having a devastating impact on the global economy, with business closing, jobs being lost, and prices rising. This may appear as macroscopic matters, but they have direct repercussions on our finances. But what do you even know about the outside world? You're just a housewife, occupied with some insignificant and repetitive household chores that don't even require a brain to do.
Hey, why are you insulting me? I didn't do anything to deserve that. Besides, it was you who asked me to quit my job, stay at home, and manage our household instead. So, you have no right to pass judgment on me for being a housewife. I know that there might have been some unexpected expenses, but you should have been more careful with your spending. If you couldn't afford to go out and celebrate with your friends, you should have just told them the truth. I'm sure they would have understood.
Are you seriously suggesting that I should reject the offers from my friends and family? I have my pride and I would never stoop so low. If I were to turn down their invites, what would they think of me? They would see me as miserly, incapable of even affording a simple meal. Once those words starting, my reputation will be irreparably damaged. Can you grasp the consequences I would endure when that rumor spreads? My pride as a man would be utterly shattered. Are you prepared to shoulder the responsibility for that outcome?
Are you being serious right now? You're just making excuses left and right. When did you become like this? Wait, hold on a second. Why did the lights suddenly go out? And the heater has stopped working too. What on earth is happening?
Oh, I just remembered something. It seems I also happened to, well, let's say I forgot to pay the electricity bills as well.
What? The electricity is out too? This is unbelievable. I can't believe my day could get any worse. Do you know that I have clothes in the washing machine? What am I supposed to do with them now that there's no power? They're probably all soaked in water and soap bubbles right now. This is all your fault. If you had just paid the bill on time, this wouldn't have happened.
Another thing just came to my mind. I haven't paid the gas bill yet. I know. I should have told you earlier, but I was too busy trying to reason with you that it completely slipped my mind. Oops, my bad once more. Sorry.
Now the gas has been shut off as well? Seriously? How do you expect me to use the stove and other heating devices in the kitchen to prepare dinner now? Look, Kane, let's get straight to the point. Tell me what you're going to do to fix this mess. You're the one who forgot to pay the bills, so you need to figure out how to get them turned back on.
Well, it's not as difficult as you make it. I've already had it planned out for you. First things first, reach out to your mom, dad, sister, or anyone you know and ask to borrow some money to cover the water, electricity, and gas bills. While you wait for the services to be restored, you can knock on their door and kindly ask if you could use their bathroom to complete your shower and wash your hair. I'm sure they would be glad to help out since they are nice people. For dinner, you can either eat out or order a pizza. Honestly, I'm tired of always having to take care of you. You're a grown adult, so start acting like it. Don't just rely on me for everything.
So, that's your brilliant plan? Just dump all your responsibilities on me and others and expect us to pick up the slack? That's a really convenient plan, isn't it? How utterly convenient and thoughtful of you! I had no idea you were such a mastermind, orchestrating everything so perfectly. Bravo!
Thanks for acknowledging my capabilities. It's not the first time someone has praised my versatility and resourcefulness, you know. By the way, no need to fret about me. I'm already at my mom's house, enjoying a delightful dinner as we speak. I came along, and my mom graciously offered to do my laundry. I'll be absolutely fine, Beverly. You go ahead and take care of yourself.
Seriously? I'm here trapped in the chaos you've caused, while you're merrily feasting with your mom at her house? How is that remotely fair to me?
Yeah, are you jealous? Don't worry, I'll be sure to bring you some of my mom's delicious beef stew if you want. It's so good. It's literally the best thing I've ever tasted. If you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out on one of the wonders of the world. But don't get too excited. I might end up devouring it all myself. Ha!
Good to know. Well, just enjoy your dinner. I'll be fine on my own. No need to worry about me.
What a big relief. I thought you would be too angry and throw a fit. But I guess you're not that immature. I'm impressed. In the end, Everything just miraculously resolved itself, didn't it? One more thing, I'll be staying at my mom's house tonight. I mean, it would be such a great convenience to live in a house without water or electricity, wouldn't it? Who wouldn't want to suffer like that? Not me, of course. It's like living in a stone age or something. No running water, no electricity, no Wi-Fi. What are you, caveman?
Hey, Beverly. How's life been treating you? Are things just peachy between you and Kane?
Hi, Margaret. We're not doing very well, but thanks for asking.
Listen up, Beverly. My son looks completely exhausted these days. I can even see the bags under his eyes. It really breaks my heart to see him like this. Tell me, what have you done to my precious Caney bear that has caused such a transformation? I demand an explanation. Answer me now! I swear I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, even if it means taking you to court. I'm gonna prove no matter what it takes.
I didn't do anything wrong. It's Kane himself who should be called out for causing me all kinds of troubles. He didn't even bother paying the bills for our house, and I was the one who had to suffer because of it. Do you know what he put me through? I was showering, and suddenly the water and electricity went out. I had to shamefully ask our neighbor to let me use their bathroom. Can you imagine how embarrassing that was? And to top all of it, he had the audacity to admit that he hadn't paid the gas bill either, leaving me with no choice but to eat out.
Oh, wow! It must have been such a challenging day for you. I mean, Kane did mention everything, but let me assure you, he was just absent-minded and simply forgot to pay the bills. Nothing more, nothing less. Definitely not because my precious son intentionally neglected his responsibilities, or had any financial constraints. Heavens no! I mean, he's got this highly esteemed job with a sky-high salary, so naturally, those measly bills are a piece of cake for him. How could you even doubt his impeccable capability to handle such trivial matters as paying the bills?
Oh, I'm so sorry to shatter your illusions, but let me enlighten you with the truth. Kane, in all his glory, is simply incapable of paying those bills. Yes, he admitted it to me personally. In fact, he even revealed that his bank account is as empty as a vacuum, and he's completely run out of cash. Quite the financial genius, isn't he?
No way! That's just preposterous! Don't even try to deceive me with your false claims. My son is swimming in wealth and has more than enough money to spare. He's been lavishing me with luxurious gifts lately. If you're skeptical, feel free to come over to my house and witness it for yourself. My closet is full of designer clothes and my jewelry box is overflowing with expensive jewelry. And that's not all. He even footed the bill for my extravagant spa treatments and high-end vacations. I can assure you, there's not a chance my son would ever be financially depleted. What you're saying is absolutely absurd.
What? Are you seriously telling me that Kane has been showering you with all those lavish gifts? Why on earth didn't he mention or word it to me? In fact, he specifically told me that he's completely broke. He couldn't even scrape together enough money to pay the bills and had the nerve to ask me to borrow from others on his behalf. If you don't believe me, I can show you the text messages where he admits his dire financial situation. It's all right here on my phone.
Enough with your attempts to tarnish Caney Bear's image in my eyes. I see right through your deceitful tactics of spreading false rumors. But guess what? It's not working. It's clear that you're just being jealous because he's been staying at my house lately, isn't it? You can't stand the sight of him reuniting with his mother because deep down, you only want my son for yourself. You're nothing but a selfish and entitled witch. Caney is not some plaything, and he certainly doesn't belong to you. He's my son, and he deserves quality time alone with his mother. Don't you dare try to exert control over his life any longer.
Oh well. Isn't that just fantastic? I have absolutely no interest in competing with you over Kane. You can happily keep him all to yourself. I'm just dying to know though, where on earth did he magically find the money to shower you with those high-end treats? And why would he even bother doing that? It's certainly not the Kane I'm familiar with. He's typically as stingy as he can be when it comes to his money. The most extravagant gift he ever got me for my birthday was a whopping half-kilo of raw beef, and guess what? He devoured it after I cooked it. Such generosity.
Seriously? Are you gonna make a fuss just because my candy bear spent a little money on his family? What's the big deal? He's a grown man and he can spend his money however he wants.
But where did all the money come from? There's something really suspicious and shady going on here, and I'm determined to find out the answer to all of this.
If I were you, I wouldn't bother. Maybe he just happens to have a secret stash of money just for spending on Mom. Oh, I've raised a perfect child. You child. You should see me now. I'm all aglow with happiness. Besides, if Caney Bear happens to indulge me with gifts, it's all because he wants to show his affection and gratitude to his mother. No amount of money is too much to spend on one's parents. I've done so much for Kane. It's the least he can do to repay me.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Of course I am. My son is a good boy. He's the perfect son who knows exactly how to give back to his mother for bringing him up. I truly couldn't ask for a better son. He just pours out his filial love on me all the time. You don't know how jealous my friends are. They would give anything to have their kids treat them the way.
I'm glad to hear it from you. Kane sure knows how to be a good mom's pet. I wonder what his friends and colleagues would say if they found out about how loyal Kane is to his mom.
What did you just say? How dare you insult my precious son like that? He's just being a good boy and all. No need for such harsh words. Well, it's understandable. You're just being jealous of his unending generosity towards me. I don't want to make you feel even more miserable than you are right now. But do you know what Caney Boy promised me? Brace yourself, because he promised to buy me an entire island! Ta-da!
An entire island? Seriously? Where did that even come from? There's no way Kane can afford to buy that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he hasn't spilled the beans to you about this. But let me fill you in on what Kane shared with me. He's going to buy me an entire island just for little old me. Can you believe it? An exclusive paradise solely dedicated to my pleasure and relaxation. Once this dream becomes a reality, picture me basking in eternal bliss on pristine beaches, indulging in heavenly massages, practicing transcendental meditation, or embarking on luxurious boat trips around the island. It's like a never-ending vacation. And here's the cherry on top. Kane even mentioned that he'll name the island after me. Can you imagine? Margaret Island. It has a certain ring to it, doesn't it? Absolutely fabulous, if you ask me.
I'm sorry, but I find it hard to believe what you're saying. I'm gonna talk to Kane and see if he can explain it to me. Are you there, Kane? There's something we need to talk about.
What is it now? The bills again? I thought you said you took care of them. I already told you, I'm going to pay them when I get my salary next month. Why can't you just leave me alone?
It's not about the bills. It's about something more important. Where are you now? Can you come home so we can talk face to face? I know you have a day off from work today, right?
Goodness, what's so important that you had to disturb me at this time? Don't you have anything better to do?
Look, Kane, I'd rather not talk to you at all, but I need your confirmation about something. Your mom told me that you've been showering her with all kinds of luxury gifts this whole time. Is that true?
What? Seriously? She said that to you? When did my mom told you that?
Well, she just told me recently. That's why I'm asking you now for confirmation. Just tell me the truth, Kane. Is what your mom said to me true?
Why did my mom even tell you that? You're not supposed to know. How careless of her. I specifically asked her to keep quiet about it. Well, maybe she just couldn't help herself.
Hold on a second. What? So it's actually true that you've been splurging on your mom with luxury clothes, expensive jewelry, and all that? I can't believe it. How could you? And where on earth did you even get the money from?
Yeah, so? I've been spending money on my mom. Do you have a problem with that? It's my money, and I can do whatever I want with it. You don't have any say how I spend my money.
If you have so much money to spare, why in the world are you neglecting your responsibilities to pay the bills and support our family financially? You haven't even bothered to contribute a dime towards this month's expenses. Instead, I've had to dip into my hard-earned savings to cover every little thing in our household. Last time I checked, you were my husband, which means you have a role to fulfill as a responsible partner. I've done my fair share by diligently taking care of our home. So why can't you step up and do the same for our family?
Oh, so now it's my fault, is it? If you were a considerate wife who knew how to manage finances and spend money sensibly, you should have used the remaining funds I gave you last month to cover this month's expenses. But no, instead of being responsible, you recklessly squandered my hard-earned money on frivolous, unnecessary things. Don't try to shift the blame onto me when it's clearly your lack of financial prudence that has put us in this situation.
Do you know how much you gave me last month? $100! You promised to transfer me more money, but you never did. What am I supposed to do with that paltry amount? It's not enough to cover the basic necessities. Do you think it's fair to give me so little while you're on with expensive gifts? And what's even more unbelievable is that you promised to buy her an entire island. What was that all about? Why would you promise her something you can't do?
Yes, that's right. You better believe it. I'm about to make my mom's wildest dreams come true by purchasing an entire island just for her. I've done my research and found out that there are tons of private islands for sale on the internet. You see, my mom has always dreamed of having her own kingdom, so I thought, why not grant her an entire island where she can reign supreme and indulge in complete freedom? So, what do you say? Isn't it an amazing idea? I know it is.
Oh, so you're planning to splurge on an entire island for your dear mommy? And can you explain where you're getting the money? I'm not following.
Did you forget that I have a good salary? I have set aside some of my own money over the years we've been living together. Enough to buy my mom a whole island. That she always deserves. And when the time comes, I'll pack my bags and joyfully relocate to the island, where my mom and I will live in perfect harmony. Such a genius plan I came up with, right?
What? Are you out of your mind? What about me? Do I mean absolutely nothing to you? You're seriously planning to discard me like yesterday's trash just so you can live with your precious mommy?
That's right. That's been my plan all along. Once I live with Maggie, she'll never feel lonely again. I'm gonna make her the happiest woman in the world.
Maggie? You mean your mom?
Yeah, that's the nickname I gave her. Isn't it sweet? She loves it when I call her that. When she hears it, her face turns red because she blushes. How cute is that? Even though she's in her 50s now, she still looks so young and full of life. To be honest, she looks even younger than you. To be honest, you've completely changed since we got married. You're so cranky and easily offended. It's like you're a different person. I don't know what happened to you, but you need to get a grip.
So that's what you think of me, huh? I see now. I see what you're truly made of. Well, what a shame. All of the men in the world, I'm unlucky enough to have stumbled upon a mama's boy in the true sense of the word. That's just great.
What about you? You're just a judgmental, narrow-minded person who doesn't understand the meaning of family. Yes, I am a mama's boy. So what? What is wrong with a son taking good care of his mother? If that is what being a mama's boy is all about, then I proudly call myself one. What about you? You are just a housewife. What do you do all day other than sitting in our house and twiddling your thumbs? You are basically living off my paycheck. So what's your behavior? Consider yourself lucky that I still let you, but not for long. Sooner or later, I will sell that house, and you will have nowhere else to live other than the streets. Hi, Beverly, are you there? Can you help me out a little?
Kane? Aren't you supposed to be enjoying your blissful life on that dream island you purchased for your beloved mom?
Well, technically yes, that was the initial plan. However, there's a problem with the money transfer. I'm trying to buy that island for my mom, but I can't seem to get the money to the real estate agent. I seriously don't know what I did wrong.
Oh, really, Kane? What on earth do you believe you're doing? Are you still attempting to transfer the funds from my dad's company bank account to the real estate agent for the island purchase? How utterly foolish can you possibly be, Kane?
What? How do you know? When did you find out about that?
How could you know about it? My dad told me everything. You're trying to meddle with the bank account of my dad's company, attempting to find a way to crack the password, aren't you? Your activities of attempting to hack the bank account have been reported to my dad's company, and he has already called the police on you.
What did you just say? The police? What in the world are you even talking about? Why do we need to get the police involved in such a trivial matter? I was just joking around. I never had any intentions of hacking your dad's company bank account or attempting to steal any money from it. You must believe me.
There's absolutely no point in denying it any longer, Kane. The evidence against you is indisputable, and you must face the consequences for your actions. You will be terminated from my dad's company, evicted from my house, and incarcerated for your crimes.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna lose my job and end up behind bars. What is that supposed to mean? I haven't done anything wrong, I assure you. All I wanted was to bring the happiness to dear Maggie. Maggie is my mother, the most significant woman in my life, and she deserves nothing less than the absolute best.
So now you have the audacity to ask what you've done wrong. Let me enlighten you. You've done everything wrong. You shamelessly neglected your own family and your own wife, burdening me with all the household chores. And to top it all off, you conveniently avoided any financial contribution to the household, while having the nerve to shower your mother with extravagant gifts and even make absurd promises of buying her an entire island, so that you can live there together? Disgusting doesn't even begin to describe it. Did it slip your mind whose company you're working for? Let me remind you, it's my dad's company. Now, of your own despicable actions. This is what happens when you bite the very hands that have fed you.
No, please, Beverly. You and your dad can't do this to me. I'm innocent. All I've ever wanted is to provide my mommy with a fulfilling life. Maggie has been incredibly lonely ever since my dad abandoned us. I simply want to be a good son to my mother, yearning for her praise and affection. What's so terribly wrong with that?
Mommy, mommy, mommy. That's all you have to say? You really disgust me, Kane. If you love your mom so much, why did you even marry me in the first place?
Well, it's because Maggie told me that you're perfect to take care of her as she grows a little older. You know, you have a senior care certificate, which means you're capable of providing care to elderly people.
So, that's what it comes down to, huh? You married me solely for the purpose of taking care of your mom? You never loved me at all. It's unbelievable that you've been deceiving me all this time. Listen, Kane, I have no interest in wasting any more of my precious time with you. The police are en route and they're coming to apprehend you. You'll have plenty of opportunities to defend yourself in court, but let me save you the trouble. It won't make a difference. Oh, and if you happen to feel lonely in your jail cell, perhaps you can give your mommy a call and invite her to join you.
No! This can't be happening! I can't go to jail. If I'm taken away, who will be there for Maggie? She can't endure loneliness. She needs me by her side, her son. Beverly, you're still my wife. So please, I beg of you, take care of Maggie on my behalf. I can't bear the thought of her being all by herself. I seriously can't.
I'm still your wife? Yes. Perhaps I am your wife at the moment, but that won't last much longer. I'm in a divorce and I've already signed my portion. I'll require a signature when we meet next.
Seriously? You're planning to divorce me? But why? What have I done wrong? I genuinely don't understand. Please, Beverly, I beg you, reconsider the divorce. I know deep down you still love me, don't you? I believe that spark of passion is still alive with you. Listen, I need you to talk to your dad and convince him not to take legal action against me. Then we can reconcile and be together again, just like in the old days. This way, I'll be able to take care of my mother and you won't lose your husband. So, what do you think? Does that sound like a plan to you?
Just go away, Kane. You're making me sick. Nothing you say will change my mind. I don't care about you or your precious mommy. You're going to jail for what you did, and that's final. Goodbye, and see you in court. Finally, Kane was incarcerated for his fraudulent actions. His mother was so devastated upon hearing the news that she fainted and had to be rushed to the hospital. Following that, she reached out to me, pleading for assistance in securing her son's release from jail. Despite her persistent efforts, all attempts failed. Eventually, she resorted to extreme measures, including threatening to bomb my house. I gathered all the evidence of her threats and promptly reported it to the police, leading to Margaret's arrest shortly thereafter. After the divorce, I experienced a newfound sense of freedom. I made a decision to pursue the dream I had long neglected, becoming a pastry chef. I enrolled in a pastry class and became resolute in making my dream a reality.